It is the most sought after and most prestigious award in the world of bolt action kitbashing. 29 hobbyists have thrown their hats in the ring, but only one can be crowned Captain Kitbash. Will it be you? Let's find out. I am seriously so excited to show off what the bolt action community has whipped up for these conversions. As a brief refresher, the rules were pretty simple. 1 to 3 models, entries must be completed after the contest was announced, they must be World War II related, and they must be painted. And you guys delivered. I'm happy to show off every single entry, and at the end, declare a winner. But first, let's meet our judges. Our alumni judges include Travis from Tabletop CP and Brad of the venerable Cast Dice podcast. New for this year, we also have Dan from Valhalla Games and the bolt action painting superstar, Simon Doyle. Thank you to these gentlemen for jumping in to review these entries. Links to our judges' channels and social media are in the video description below. Each judge has picked 3 favorite entries. We will cross-examine all the favorites, and if one entry is chosen more than the others, he or she will be declared the winner. But before we get to the judges' decisions, let's check out the entries. I have included a link in the video description below to the Google Drive containing all the photos of all the entries, so please go check that out. I wish I could show every single photo that was sent to me, especially the in-progress shots. There's some really cool stuff in there. But for the sake of this video's length, I just couldn't do that. But you can go see them all for yourself and get inspired. Now that we've seen all the entries, let's find out our judges' top 3 picks.
Thank you, Jordan, for the opportunity to support this competition. Firstly, it's great to see such a response to your call to arms, but hardly a surprise really, given the interest that you've generated. It's really great to see such a range and variety of high-quality conversions and mashups. I think nearly every major power of World War II is covered, and quite a lot of the smaller factions are also included in terms of the entries. It's really hard to single out the best of the bunch, but I guess that's the whole point of a competition. To try and put some structure into how I looked at the entries at least, I tried to balance originality, the degree of customization, and then the execution of the conversions. I tried to use that as a framework when I looked at all of the entries. It was great to see guerrillas, commandos, special forces, as well as ordinary line soldiers represented. I was really struck with the thought that went into the poses and the framing of many of the models. The Korean War British, the German sappers, and the Aussie tea drinkers were all really well animated. The MG42 team awaiting the ambush were really appealing to my German interest, so really difficult to single out any of the models. But for me, the top 3 are the Filipino guerrillas, the German Nachtjager, and the Soviet commandos. If I had to pick one out for just being that little bit different, it would probably be the Filipino guerrillas by Kobe Somoza. I really like the traceability back to the original photographs, and how he put them together was a real testament to what this competition is all about.
Here are the picks from Dan of Valhalla Games. I thought everyone's work was great and found it really inspiring. Every entry had brilliant ideas and well-executed concepts. I found I really had to go back and remind myself of the criteria for the final decision, concentrating on the conversions and not painting. So here it is. Kobe Somoza Filipino Guerrillas. Simple but beautiful conversions, well executed and beautifully painted. Eli Jones, Ambush at Putao. The level of attention and effort put into each individual model as a character was excellent. One of my favorite facets was the natural pose of the model carrying the SMG, and the way it was carried, extremely natural posing. Matthew Eddy, French Tank Crew. This one showed all the aspects of converting, starting with choosing great models to provide the basis of conversion, including looking outside of the available period for suitable models, then kitbashing small but vital details, and finally adding sculpted detail brilliantly executed. Here are the 3 picks from Brad of Cast Dice. Kobe Somoza Filipino Guerrillas. I love the attention to details from the reference photos. It is like the models literally walked off the page. Gregor's Ritter, German Sappers. I like this one because the models posing and the parts have a real character and tell a great story. Painting Moral, Nachtjagers. I like this one because the combination of materials works seamlessly together to make for a coherent set of miniatures. And here are my top 3 picks, in no specific order. Matthew Eddy, French Tankers. This is a really fun, unique concept that is timed pretty well with the release of Achtung Panzer. Hopefully an early war supplement will be coming out for that game soon. I love that Matthew started with US Civil War bodies as a base. I mean, that's way out of left field. I've only really seen that done for mounted cavalry. He had to remove a bunch of Civil War-ish details and then splice on some World War II French tanker gear. I would have never guessed the base for these guys were Civil War miniatures. They look legit like they are from a dedicated French tanker kit. Well done, Matt. Joseph Men's Tea Time. This decision kind of comes down to just the insane amount of different sprues, parts, and materials used in these 3 conversions. Joseph used absolutely everything he could get his hands on to put these Australian snipers together, and they look fantastic. While there were many historical photos submitted with entries as references this year, I really like how Joseph blended together subjects from multiple photos to make this trio work. Super cool, Joseph. Painting Moral, Nachtjagers. Moral's entry in last year's competition told a great little story, and he sticks to his guns for this entry. I love the officer shushing the MG to be quiet, because of course he would, it's nighttime. Another brilliant little detail that I didn't catch until the second or third look at his photos was the machine gun assistant is actually removing the spare barrel from its protective sleeve, something I've never even seen on a bolt action model. You can just imagine the exact situation these guys are placed in, just in how the models communicate visually. And his use of many different bolt action parts and other materials is seamless. Excellent work, Painting Moral.
Hello, Travis here from Tabletop CP, and I'm back for year 2 as a guest judge for Jordan's Captain Kitbash contest. And last year I had a lot of fun going through all the entries, seeing all the hard work and dedication that people put into converting these minis. It's something that I have a lot of respect for. It takes a lot of talent, a lot of creativity. You have to be an artist pretty much, so but also good with your hands. So it's something I aspire to do, and I just have a lot of respect for people that do it. This year's no different. Everything's well done, a lot of passion, a lot of energy put into these. And as I said last year, I wish I could pick all of them, but I'm limited to 3, so I will keep it to 3. It was a hard choice, but these are the 3 that I decided to go with. So first up here, no particular order, we have the German Nachtjäger, so the night hunters with their infrared scopes, very late war. Super awesome conversion work done here on the Winter Germans, which I love. It's just something you don't see it very often. And the base, the officer, given the quiet sign, he's hunting at night. Super cool. So these are by Painting Moral. So good job to him. Second up, we have the Japanese AA gun. This is by Nikolai Norit. I love AA guns in the ground roll. It's always one of my favorite things. And the double-barreled AA gun would be super awesome in any game. And it just looks super cool. It's a great conversion. And last up is going to be Matthew Eddy's French Tank Crew. I just love the way these guys look. It's also sort of rare. You don't see very many French tank crews out there. So seeing a well-done French tank crew and well-painted and everything like this, it's a real pleasure. So again, it was a tough choice, but those are the 3 that I'm going with. And thanks again to Jordan. Thanks to all the participants who put all the hard work into these. And thanks to the 3 who ultimately win it, because you will definitely deserve it. So thanks again, guys.
Each entry was incredible, but there can be only one Captain Kitbash.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Congratulations, Painting Moral. You are Captain Kitbash for 2024. I want to thank all of the hobbyists who entered the competition. Your work was truly inspiring, and I can't wait to see all of your future hobby projects. And before we close, I mentioned in the announcement video that one entrant would be drawn at random to also win a prize, just as a thank you for entering. Sam S., you are that contestant. I will reach out to both our winners with info on how to claim your prizes. Don't forget to check out Travis, Brad, Dan, and Simon and their incredible wargaming content. Links in the description below. And we'll see you next year for Captain Kitbash. I want to sound off a couple honorable mentions for this contest. If you've seen my US Pacific Theater Army, you know how much I appreciate shirtless hunks. Kudos to you, Dave Cooper. If I were voting for Best Painted, Kobe Somozo and Tim Burt would be my picks. These look so good. There were many entries that submitted historical photos as references for their builds, and I freaking love this. This year we had 9 alumni entrants. Thank you all for being a part of this contest and the community. But that means between this year and last year we had 49 unique participants, and that is super exciting.